scientists, budding botanists, budding engineers, budding medical specialists, marine biologists, systems architects, and much, much more. The Rotary Central Dr. Bill Rudy Science Fair will be at the Arc Commander Bay 8 a.m. to 12 noon. The gathering of the future. Students from over 15 schools across Cayman. Save the date, April 18th. The Rotary Central Dr. Bill Rudy Science Fair, sponsored by CUC, supported by the Cayman Motor Federation. Sign up today. RotaryScienceFair.ky. The future is sparking.
Now you can listen to Radio Cayman everywhere.
Everywhere.
Can you hear me now?
Everywhere. Everywhere.
Yes, right from your Android or iPhone. Download the Radio Cayman app now on your Android or iOS phone.
The Radio Cayman app
is where you can listen to Radio Cayman everywhere you go.
Everywhere we go, we go. Everywhere we go, we go.
Find it in the Google Store, the Apple Store, or use the link at www.radiocayman.gov.ky.
Yes, now you can listen to Radio Cayman everywhere.
But I do have some questions.
There are more questions than answers.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
What's on your mind, Cayman? If you're ready to talk, we are ready to listen. Discussing current events and local news, community spotlights, hot topics, listener stories, cultural and historical discussions, environmental issues, fun and lighthearted topics, guest interviews. Cayman, basically anything you want to talk about, we are ready to listen. Here's your guest host, Charles Glidden.
Coming up next, we hear from the Lions Club about their PACE project, and then it's Open Line when you can let us know what's on your mind. Talk Today's next on Radio Cayman, 50 years strong. Stay with me.
Talk Today is brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital. Always there for you. Call 949-6066.
Talk Today is reminding you
to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
And now, back to Talk Today.
Good afternoon and welcome to Talk Today. I'm Charles Glidden. Thank you for checking us out. It's a beautiful afternoon here in Georgetown. I hope it's a beautiful afternoon or evening wherever you are and that you're enjoying it. That's the important thing, right? That you're able to enjoy a good day or night. Well, the police have been busy, I see, with Operation Clyro. Yes, between Friday and Monday, officers prosecuted, as they would put it, over 90 people for illegal tint and over 70 persons for speeding. Police also observed and prosecuted a number of persons driving vehicles that were not properly licensed. Yes, and the majority of those prosecutions took place on Sunday. So people were all over the place, I guess, and the police were there waiting on them. They even caught a guy doing 84 miles an hour in a 40-mile-an-hour zone. That's a lot of speed for a 40-mile-an-hour zone there. They said he'd probably lose his license, which is a good thing for all the rest of us, right? Well, that's all good, but I have two questions. Number one, why can't we catch more speeders on a more regular basis? I see speeders all over the place. Question number two, what kind of name is Clyro? Clyro. Now, who came up with that one? Clyro. Operation Clyro. It doesn't sound like, the kind of thing that people who are breaking the law should really be concerned about. Yeah, they're having Operation Claro. Yeah, any girls there? You gotta have something more kind of law enforcement sounding, like, you need something like Operation Catch Them All, or how about Operation Breaking Point, Operation Penalty Spot, but Operation Claro? What does that mean? Well, I had to look it up. Just had to. It's a village in Wales. Who would have known? Yes, Operation Claro. But I guess maybe it was a kind of a stealth operation. The police didn't want to give away what they were up to, so I guess it's all good. They caught some dangerous drivers, and that's good for all the rest of us. Well, let's jump right in here and see what's happening on Talk Today. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman is once again preparing for its PACE program, and joining me now to tell us all about that are the chairman of the PACE committee, Ursula Bodden, and also past president Alfonso Wright. Gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome to our studio. Ursula, are you the chairman of everything at the
Afternoon,
Lions Club of Grand Cayman?
Afternoon, everybody. No, I'm the chairman of the PACE committee, Prostate and Colon Cancer event.
But you were here the other time too. You were.
Yes, I've been the chairman for the past 4 years. So it's ongoing, but there is other people in the making to take over.
Okay, you're grooming some people then.
Yes, I am.
So tell us what PACE is all about. What's that stand for?
PACE, PACE is the Prostate and Colon Cancer event. PACE is the acronyms PACCE, Prostate and Colon Cancer event, which is a initiative that our club took on after one of our past presidents died of colon cancer, and we're here to promote the awareness of these cancers, especially towards men, because there's a phobia that, especially in terms of prostate cancer, that a phobia that men are reluctant to have their tests for that particular cancer, and we're trying to get men to acknowledge and get over that myth that basically early detection is the key and it saves lives.
So how long has the Lions Club been doing this now?
We've been doing this now for 14 years.
So over the last 14 years, have you seen a change in the attitude of men toward going and getting that test?
Definitely.
Alfonso?
Chalo, quite a bit. We the Lions Club of Grand Cayman attempted to do this from many years ago, when, I don't know if you remember, a doctor by the name of Dr. Rudd used to come here quite often, and he introduced prostate cancer and all the ramifications and stuff of it to us, and we attempted at times to get to gather men together to talk about it, and the turnouts were really low, and most times men wouldn't sit in the audience; they'd stand up around the corner and kind of listen, and didn't make any progress at all until we made a massive attempt at it after we lost our past president Delano Hislop in 2011 to colon cancer, and after having some inspiration from the Susan G. Komen events, we decided to try and put something together that would assist men, but we also wanted to include colon cancer in that sense. It was, the disease that took Delano from us. So we came up with that name, prostate and colon cancer events. And it has gradually grown where men are now readily, will easily come out to sit and ask questions before the wives would come with the men, and the women would ask the questions. The man just didn't want anybody to think that he could possibly have prostate issues, because men somehow connected with virility and the ability to have sex and all that kind of stuff, and somehow people don't understand that if you're dead, you can't do that. So you got to protect and heal the body. We've had so many incidents now where I know of one in particular where it happened in recent times where a member of our club invited somebody to come along to one of these meetings, and the guy reluctantly came, and so they came. The Lions Club member came with him, and during the process, when we have these meetings, these awareness campaigns, we always provide PSA testing at the end of the night or during the night. And this guy that was invited to come along decided that he was going to have his PSA test done. And he asked the Lions Club member, let's go do it. He said, no, I'm okay, I'm not going. The guy convinced him, eventually kept at him, and he went and had the test done. The guy was okay, but the Lions Club member had issues. And it's that kind of thing that keeps happening. And people need to understand that a lot of these things are genetically connected. And if you end up with prostate cancer or an enlarged prostate, you should tell your siblings, you should talk to your brothers and your other family members, your children and so on about it, because it could be a hereditary thing. And we should not we're being quiet about it. So yes, the campaign has worked. Men come out now on a regular basis. They ask questions. They're not afraid to go to their doctor and talk about prostate issues, because it's been proving that early detection really save lives. And so many people have had the opportunity to carry on life after being detected with some sort of prostate issue at some of these events. The testing is private. If there's an issue, the medical organization will call you direct. They don't come back to Lions Club members. They will call you and say, hey, this is high, you need to come in, or you need to go see your doctor about this.
Is that a part of the problem with some men, that they're afraid of that confidentiality?
Confidentiality is one thing, but men have this phobia about the DRE, which is the digital rectal exam. That's a Caribbean phobia, where men do not want that to happen to them. I don't know about you, but I've had it done a few times, and it's not even unpleasant. And it's good to hear that, your prostate isn't enlarged, because a lot of times you can have an enlarged prostate and don't have prostate cancer. But if you have an enlarged prostate, you should get that checked out, because that could be the start of something.
Yeah, the PSA and the digital
the
check.
Yeah, you need both. You need both.
Yeah. We have to take a little break. We'll be right back.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
The Ministry of Education and Training invites eligible Caymanians to apply for a local scholarship for the 2026-2027 academic year. To apply for a local scholarship or learn more about the various scholarship offerings, please visit the Scholarship Secretariat's website at www.moescholarships.gov.ky. Applications close on Thursday, 30th of April, 2026. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Education and Training.
Wouldn't it have been grand if you had purchased land 30 years ago? It may not be 2020, but a perfect vision has never been more clear. Cayman Brac and Little Cayman, poised for growth with an eye on the future. Your land, your history, your future. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. And we're talking about the PACE program that is put on by the Lions Club of Grand Cayman. And you're going to be doing a fundraiser this weekend, right?
Yes, we have our annual fundraiser this weekend. It's a 5K, 10K walk run, which takes place on Sunday morning, the 12th of April. It starts and ends at Smith Barcadere. The route takes you to the east, past the South Sound launching ramp, and turnaround point just above there, just past the boardwalk, and back to the Smith Barcadere, where we'll have some refreshments and some giveaways for the participants. It's going to be a nice morning. Nice location on the beach right there at Smith Barcadere. We have ads running on our Facebook, Instagram. We have online registration at Cayman Active and Ticket Plus. We know registration has been a little bit slow because we've been having some problems with our registration on our Cayman Active site, which has now been resolved because many people have come to us and say they went onto the site and basically it wouldn't allow them to register. But we have now resolved that, and we've seen registrations coming in, which is good, and we're thankful for the support.
So is that the only way to register, is to go online?
No, we also have registration at our Lion Center this Friday from 5 p.m. until 8 p.m. We'll be there doing registration, and also on Saturday morning, anything from 9 until 4, anybody can come register and pick up the handouts, because we're going to have a handout, a bag with some goodies in it and a T-shirt, which all registrants, all who register will get. And all it is that we're giving out would not be possible without our sponsors. Our sponsors, DART, Water Authority, CUC are the major sponsors. We also have supporting sponsors from Foster's Group, Home Gas, Intech Limited, Coca-Cola, ICWI, Mango Tree, Arcadian Massage and Spa, and the South Coast Bar and Grill. All of those do support us. And we're very thankful for those, especially DART, Water Authority, and CUC. They have been with us for quite some time, and they're always are willing and backing us and our endeavor to educate the general community of these illnesses.
So how much is it to register?
Registration is $25 per registrant. Whoever registers $25, and they, like I said, they get a package of a bag and some goodies in it and a T-shirt.
So the funds, what are the activities that the funds support that you will raise this weekend?
We share proceeds with the Cancer Society and Hospice and Jasmine, Chalo, but also the PSA testing and the campaigns throughout the year where we go to different districts and doctors will come along and speak to audiences about prostate and colon cancer. That is funded by the club. The PSA testing and stuff is at no cost to individuals when they come in to these meetings and have their PSA done, and for having that process. They don't pay anything for that. So part of the proceeds that the Lions retain go towards those things, and in general to fund the campaign to educate people throughout the year.
Now, if you would, have a question or you want to be a part of this conversation, you're welcome to give us a call, 1-800-534-8255. That's courtesy of Flo. You can also reach us on 949-8037 or 949-6990, and also our WhatsApp number, 925-3261. So education seems to be a really big part of this project.
Yes, it is. And we try to do an educational evening in each district every year. So our next district meeting are being planned right now. We're in the process of planning it. It's going to be at the end of May, and it's going to be in Georgetown. The location and stuff has not been finalized as yet, but we're at the end of next month, we're going to do an educational evening, and the next one will be in Georgetown.
So, would it be fair to say that this program over the 14 years has saved lives?
Without a doubt, Chalo, many lives have been saved by this initiative, and many people come back and let us know that. There's been a lot of very good stories around it, and those who caught it in time and were able to see their doctors and get help in good time. So as we continue to preach, early detection is really the key. Being told that you have prostate cancer that has metastasized and is not a good.
Yeah, that's a blow.
Yeah,
I mean, that just kind of throws you down your seat.
And it's really one of the cancers that men should not die from.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it's detectable. I mean, the signs are there, and just so often men just ignore that. I mean, but this program has cut through a lot of that, from what you're telling me.
Absolutely, and people will now call up and ask you, when is your next education evening?
Yeah, and they even come out and want to do testimonials at these at these events.
That's been a very positive thing. That men are now willing to get up.
What kind of things do you hear back from in those testimonials?
Well, they tell you their stories. They will tell you how reluctant they were, and how they didn't believe that this could happen to them because they were not feeling any issues. They were healthy. They were exercising. They were working without any issues. There were no problems in the bedroom. And usually just by having a elevated PSA, pointed them to a doctor. And in some cases, this was a bit advanced, but they were still able to get it under control. And men are now happy to get up and speak to what it has done for them. Over the years, how it has helped them, how it changed the direction of their life.
What do you think it is about, not just in the case of getting a prostate test, even when it comes to colon cancer itself, or any kind of sickness, what do you think it is about men that we are so hesitant to go to the doctor and get a checkup?
I think it. I'm gonna say them.
Yeah,
but because I'm not afraid to.
You've seen the light.
I'm not afraid. Anything that happens to me that I don't like, that I think is unusual, I run into the doctor. I get laughed at for that, but I go into the doctor. But men, a lot of men see it as being perceived as weak, and not the strong masculine figure that they're supposed to be. But strong masculinity also goes with common sense. I think that goes ahead of anything. You have a vehicle, and if you don't maintain it, what happens? It usually is going to break down and cost you a lot of money. Whereas a little checkup here and there, you could have found that your oil was a bit low, your brake fluid was leaking, and so on, and you get all those things sorted out ahead of time. But they will spend money on the car and other things like that to make sure they're in good shape, but they ignore their bodies.
Yeah, and just one visit to the doctor a year can give you a peace of mind.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We have to take another break. We'll be right back.
Cineco's parametric insurance after hurricanes is now available for motor policies. Fixed automatic payouts cover incidental vehicle expenses like fuel, cleanup, and minor repairs. No claims, no damage required. $200 for comprehensive policies or $100 for third-party policies. Available exclusively through Cineco and included with all new motor insurance policies and upon renewal for current policies. Visit cineco.ky today. Cineco. Keeping Cayman covered.
There you go, sir. Thanks for choosing JN Money Transfer.
Boy, thanks to JN Money Transfer, I can stay right here in Cayman and pay mama bills back home in Jamaica. Her water, light, phone and other bills never late. Every month I pay everything in one place.
Make payments to over 30 companies in Jamaica through JN Money Transfer. Fast, affordable, convenient. Call 1-800-744-1163 for details.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and I'm talking to Lions Earsley Bodden and Alfonso Wright about a fundraiser the Lions Club of Grand Cayman is having. The PACE, which is a prostate and colon cancer event, and they're going to be raising funds this Sunday with a walk-run. And, of course, you can help them out by joining that and, putting down your $25 to help them to, spread the word and educate people about being aware of prostate cancer, which we've been talking mostly about. But what about the colon cancer side? You do education and awareness as far as colon cancer also?
Yeah, the two go together with us, Chalo. Whenever we have these discussions with the public, we always have a doctor that will talk about colon issues and a doctor will talk about prostate issues. And at some extent at times we will also talk about testicular cancer. So yeah, the two are somewhat married, that we always speak to both at these events. And so we have a lot of women that will show up to support the men, but also the women are very conscious of their bodies and what goes on and stuff with it. And they are very conscious of colon issues, and they will come out and participate as well. So it go hand in hand. Yeah, we're speaking more of prostate here today, but we do the same amount of education on both topics.
And what we do too, we try to involve all the medical facilities. We don't just deal with one. We have been having support from Health City, HSA, Doctors Hospital, and to name a few. And we have had others who actually donate doctors and stuff to come and speak to the community at these events. So it's not, and like Lion and Alfonso said, we combine them. Sometimes we even go further in that and talk a little more about the health issues, even diabetes sometimes, just to try and get more involvement of the females. But primarily it's geared towards men.
Colon cancer is, I guess you don't have a scientific look on it, or maybe you do, I don't know. It seems to be quite prevalent in Cayman as far as cancer is concerned. I know just in my own extended family and people that I run into, there's quite a few people that have had that.
Yeah, I don't know what the statistics are with us, or whether it's a Cayman thing or a Caribbean thing, a regional. I don't know. Maybe Kobe, that's something we can ask when we get back into another educational evening. But sometimes I guess we hear about things more frequently because we're a small community.
Yeah, kind of magnified.
But we all need to be mindful, look after ourselves.
Yeah, and getting back to the event too, like you said, it's taking place this weekend at Smith back there. We're being prepared. We encouraging and we're hoping that we have quite a large support. We've even, to let people know, I know they say spin bucket there, we have additional parking. We have had parking from the Grand Old House. They have a parking space, so we have extra parking there, so the roadways will not be blocked, and people should be able to find parking when they come to the event. We will have the whole route marked out. We will have signs. You have 4 water stops, and we have marshals at each water stops. And on the way, we will have a vehicle up and down the route. So we will be looking out for the safety of everybody.
Yeah, police presence.
Yes, and police has. Of course, you have to get police approval and all that, which have all been approved and sanctioned. So we're looking to a good event, and we asking people to come and support us. Like I said, registration is on Cayman Active, Ticket Plus, and also we're doing registration at the center from 5 p.m. on Friday the 10th until 8, and again on Saturday morning from 9 until 4. So anybody can come register. We'll be right in front of the Lions building pavilion there. Signs will be there. We'll have our archer with our signs, our pay signs and everything, and we'll be out there.
So you have to be registered before
No, not necessarily, but we're trying to encourage people to register before, so there don't be any unrush at the day of the event. But we're not turning back anybody.
Yeah, you can register in the morning before the event as well.
Okay. Got a little WhatsApp message here. Says, thank you for this promotion in memory of Mr. Delano Hislop. It would be much better if he was able to be giving a testimonial. And then a question, would men in general prefer to have a digital exam by a female doctor versus a male doctor? Have you had anybody to express that preference?
No, and nobody has asked that, but there's an issue with it, in that usually women fingers are not long enough to reach where you need to reach.
Really?
Yeah, is one of the issues. Unless it's an exceptional lady, that's one of the reasons why mostly male doctors do DREs.
That's an interesting fact that I'd never heard that before.
Yeah, that is a fact.
Yeah. So, all ages are welcome here?
Yes.
Yeah, you can push your pram in front of you with your child, or
and if you're pushing your pram in front of you, like Alfonso say, we won't charge for them either, but yes, they're welcome. We're not turning back anybody because we want it to be a family event. It's not a race, okay? We will have a time clock there because of the avid people who...
And the more serious
one. They always like to have an idea of the times and stuff, but it's not a race. And we've never really had a time clock before, but we're endeavoring to get a time clock there just to see the time that it takes to complete the course. But it's not a race, and everybody will be presented with a token of appreciation at the finish of the event.
So it'll be more a social kind of thing after the walk run is finished?
Yes. People can go and wade in the water right there, and then we'll have some spot prizes given out and stuff, and we have some, of course, refreshment, fruits, and etc. there at the finish.
Yeah, it's always a fun event. Once you finish and you get back in, Lions will take care of you. Absolutely.
No Lions breakfast.
Not the full breakfast. No, we'll have a continental breakfast.
The continental breakfast.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and
I guess this is you got your hands full with this.
That's right.
Yeah, and also, I mean, at the end, we have the Arcadian Massage and Spa, who is also going to be there, offering massages if anybody so feel like they need one after the event.
Is that one of the prizes, by the way?
No, that one is free. That one is
That's
free. That is free. Yeah, as part of the sponsors, that's what they have agreed to do.
Yeah, that's important because I've seen on a few occasions that people come back in and are cramping and stuff really bad, especially the runners. And sometimes that it's a good thing to have people on hand to assist those people.
So you really do take good care of them when they come back in.
Big time.
Yes.
As you were saying, that, you had trouble with the website this time around, and registrations are now picking up.
Correct.
But has it grown a lot, this whole event over the years?
It has grown. I mean, mind you, apart from the last event that we had, which was beyond everybody's control, because that weekend that we scheduled the event, we had a strong northwester pass through. So it was rain drenched from the 2 days before till even the day of the event. So the turnout wasn't too great then. But prior to that, yes, we have seen a steady increase and support from the community.
Tell us a little bit about the organizations that you're going to be supporting with the funds that are raised from this event.
Well, Jasmine and the Cancer Society, Chalo we have to consider them partners, because there are some people that will not make it when they get cancer, and a lot of them will end up being assisted by Jasmine. And let me tell you, I don't know if you've had I've had the opportunity to experience what Jasmine does, but they provide an exceptional service in times when it's really difficult for families.
We had the physician from there on the other day.
Yeah, at end stage cancer is usually not a good thing, and they provide a lot of comfort. And they have expenses too, and so I believe it's good for us to be able to assist them, and also the Cancer Society, who assists people year round who need cancer care and can't afford certain things. That we ought to work hand in hand, support one another, and they in turn help us with our marketing and stuff like that. As well. We have an event in November that is connected with the Movember group, where the men shave their hair, and so we work together with all of those organizations to try and make this a more complete thing, so that we reach as many people as we possibly can. And Jasmine and the Cancer Society supports us as well. And when we first started talking about doing this event, the first people we sat and spoke with was the people from Cancer Society, because we already had a relationship as to how best we should put this together.
And Cancer Society, if my memory serves me correctly, is like, I guess, the oldest cancer organization in Cayman, isn't it?
I believe so.
I mean, they've done a lot of work over the years.
Yeah, and still doing good work, doing very good work.
So we're coming down to the final minute or so here. So let's make sure everybody knows all the details, how they can help out here and get involved.
Yes. Again, registration is on Cayman Active Ticket Plus. You can go online and register. We can also come to the center Friday, the 10th of April from 5 until 8. We will be there doing registration. Also on Saturday morning, the 11th, from 9 until 4 p.m. registrations. You can pass through and register. And again, we're encouraging everybody, family and all, because it's going to be a Sunday morning, nice morning. The weather hoping to be lovely.
You've got that arranged.
Yeah, we arranged that. Yes. And of course, we got to pick up our sponsors again.
Sure.
DART, Water Authority, CUC, Foster's Group, Home Gas, Intech, Coca-Cola, ICWI, Mango Tree, Arcadian, Spa and Massage, South Coast Bar and Grill.
Kobe, I think we should also mention Radio Cayman. They're always in the mix somehow, always helping us.
How can I forget Radio Cayman? Yeah, from day one they have been our backbone, our support.
Absolutely. I heard you mention that Grand Road House is providing parking. That's a form of sponsorship as well. You know, people do things, and sometimes it's not just money.
And we've even have sponsors who don't want to be mentioned.
Yeah.
Prefer not to be mentioned because of their reason.
They're just doing it.
Just doing it as
good
support.
Corporate citizens.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's been good over the years. It's been a very useful tool for the community to use, and it's made a difference. And I hope and pray that people will continue to support it. If you don't want to walk, you can still come and make a donation towards the cause.
Or even just come and support.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for coming in this afternoon and telling us about this event. Going to a very good cause. Hope you get a good turnout.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's time to check in with the newsroom.
Yesterday.
Today.
Always and forever.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
With your latest headlines, I'm Elizabeth Charles. Cayman Enterprise City is hosting a public Tech Talks panel on how artificial intelligence is really being used in Cayman. The event, titled AI Adoption, Opportunities, Risks, and Realities, is set for Tuesday, April 14th at Signal House off Fairbanks Road. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. with the discussion starting at 6, and RSVPs are available online. In international news, Iran's Revolutionary Guard is warning of a, quote, regret-inducing response, end quote, if Israeli strikes on Lebanon do not stop immediately. State media quote the force vowing a heavy answer to what it calls U.S.-backed savage crimes, as Israel reports its biggest wave of strikes since launching a ground operation last month, killing at least 89 people and wounding more than 700. In other news, Brazil's oil lobby says a new export tax on crude is putting fresh investment at risk. In comments to Reuters today, IBP's head called the 12% levy not opportune and said the group plans to sue unless Congress or the government scraps the measure, which is due to run until year end. Those are the latest headlines. I'm Elizabeth Charles.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
At HSA, we strive to provide the highest standard of care with compassion, integrity, and dedication. And so we say thank you, Cayman, for continuing to make us the most awarded organization on island by voting us the best of Cayman Islands in 9 medical categories. Your support reminds us why we do what we do, to serve the Cayman community with kindness and excellence. To find out more about our award-winning services, visit hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Julia Ann Ruddy, 1877 to 1942. Julia Ann Ruddy, née Lazari, was married to Henry Watson Ruddy, ISO, with whom she had 3 children. She served as a nurse and midwife on Cayman Brac for many years. She rode a bicycle between her home in Stake Bay and whatever part of the island the mother-to-be lived in. She was sometimes assisted by her husband, the only dispenser doctor on the Brac. She was a very kind and compassionate woman who reached out to the less fortunate, helping them, sharing with them, and caring for them during illness. She was loved by all.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Happy 50th anniversary, Radio Cayman. I remember as a kid listening to the children's program, the lady would ask, "Do you know what this sound is?" And as a kid, I would say out loud, "It's a trumpet." And in response, on Radio Cayman, the lady would say, "Of course, it's a trumpet." And I was so amazed that the radio could hear me. And this is one of the most favorite childhood memory that I have. Thank you for keeping us entertained, and we love you.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. And of course, we're in the first segment there, we were talking to the Lions Club of Grand Cayman about their upcoming event on Sunday morning, their fundraiser for their prostate and colon cancer program that they have, which has educated a lot of people about those 2 cancers, and over the 14 years saved many lives. And they asked me to please acknowledge the participation of the Cayman Islands Red Cross in that event. The Red Cross supports them by having people there to assist anyone who may have a problem, during the race or after the race, that they can give them assistance. So that's another local organization that is helping the Lions Club of Grand Cayman with their PACE fundraiser this Sunday morning. It starts at Smith Bacadere. Let's take a quick look at the weather here. The current temperature. Oops, this doesn't have the current temperature. I never get this. Sometimes they have the current temperature, and other times the current temperature and the winds, the current winds, just simply don't show up, which it seems to be wanting to do today. So we only have the forecast. The forecast is for partly cloudy skies, and that's for the rest of the afternoon, the evening, and tonight. Winds light and variable, and seas are smooth, running less than 2 feet. And sunset is at 6:40. And looking at the radar there, let's get a little closer in. Yeah, well, don't see any rain in our area, and Sister Islands looking good also at the moment. So the beautiful afternoon continues, right? Another day in paradise. Well, today we don't know what to trust as far as video that we see online, audio that you hear online. When President Trump first came in, the fake news was, the whole thing. He made that a popular phrase, right? Fake news, everything's fake news, fake news, fake news. Well, boy, it's a lot of fake stuff out there. And AI has developed so much in the last, even just the last year. AI has developed in leaps and bounds that you see a video and you don't know, is that real? And it is hard. Sometimes you got to look for some kind of telltale sign, and you got to know what to look for. Because let me tell you, I've seen some video that I eventually realized that it's, an AI generated piece, and it is hard to tell the difference. And our Premiere is the latest, I guess what you say, victim, because there's apparently some video out of him promoting some kind of registration. Let me see if I can find a piece here. Yeah, here it is. Fake AI video of Premier Andre Ebanks. A fake video is currently circulating on the social media platforms, falsely depicting Premier the Honorable Andre Ebanks promoting registration for fake AI technology. That's the thing that is scary about this AI thing. I mean, I've used it in researching something or drafting something that you want to do, and it can draft a nice piece for you, boy. You want to do a little write-up, you want to do a report, you want to write a speech, it can, you tell it what it is that you want to put across, what your message is. You give it some prompts, some parameters, what kind of tone you want, and it will follow all of that. And, bang, in the flash of an eye, it has drafted up a speech for you or a report, and it is really useful when it comes to those kind of things. Or you want to tell it to draw a picture for you. You just tell it what it is, describe it, and again, in the flash of an eye, you've got this nice little drawing of whatever it is that you requested. And it is fantastic when it comes to that kind of stuff. But like what we just heard there, that's the part that makes you stop and wonder. What else could it be doing? In the wrong hands, how far can AI go? If the person does not have any kind of ethical compass or ethical standards, I mean, putting artificial intelligence to work in the wrong manner can get out of hand really quick. And some of them, have certain standards that they have written into the program. What was it? Copilot I was using the other day, and said, draft me this up, give me a view of whatever. And it says, I can do this, but I cannot take a political side. So Copilot apparently is, politically neutral they have programmed that it's not going to take a political side and a political slant on something that it writes up. It's going to just deal with facts, which is great, because again, people can get it to write something, and if it doesn't have that kind of control, who knows what it can dig up, because it just scours the internet, in a flash, and puts all these things together. If you remember, there was something on X had a problem where it was using things that people were actually posting on X and responding to what people was asking it. What was that one had a weird name, Gronk or something like that, and and it was Heiling Hitler and all this Nazi stuff in its responses, making racist comments in its dialogue with people who were asking it questions, or just communicating with it, and they had to get it under control. They had to go back in and like call it on the carpet and say, hey, we don't do that kind of stuff. That is forbidden. That's not good. That's not a good boy. So when you're watching things online, you have to really be on your toes as to whether it's for real or not, because they certainly can make it look real. You watch something and in your mind, this is not for real. This person cannot be saying this, but they can even make the lips look as if they're saying the words. Well, let's see what's happening around the Cayman Islands. And if you want to call me and talk about something, you're welcome to do that. You can call on 1-800-534-8255. No charges on that. That's toll-free, courtesy of Flo. You can also call 949-8037 or 949-6990. And you can WhatsApp us on 925-3261. Drop me a message or give me a call. Let's talk about what's going on. What's going on in your neighborhood? What's going on in your mind? Huh? Yep. I saw something here in today's Compass. Cayman condo prices rise while yields fall in mixed market. I wonder what that means for you and me, right? Rising condo prices. I don't know if that's good for you and me. It's good for somebody, I guess. But there's a story about it's coming, first of all, from a luxury real estate brokerage firm, Providence Properties, and the gist of it is that condominium prices rose 10% in the first quarter of this year compared to last year, and I guess people are making some money off of that. But the number of transactions fell by, it was just 9. So if you put that on a graph, I guess it's just a little notch there, right? But they seem to be making money in real estate. And, on the other hand, you saw a story in Cayman News Service the other day about people in West Bay, being priced out of their district because of the rising prices. And, this is part of what happens. We know it happened in Hawaii. People there got priced out of property that they used to be able to obtain, but now it became too pricey because the people who could afford to pay the high prices threw down their money and bought it, and that affects everything that is around it. Somebody pays $1 million for a piece of property that, a few years ago was just maybe a couple of $100,000, and now someone in the neighborhood, someone has come into the neighborhood rather, and put down $1 million for a piece of property, and that affects the surrounding area, makes it more valuable. And for the average person, it's not good news unless you own it. If you own it, it's your wealth has gone up because the property has gone up, and property only seems to be move in one direction in Cayman, at least in modern times, right? Was it someone I heard say, have you ever heard of land going down in Cayman? Only one direction, up, up, up. And that makes it harder for, the average person to make that step up the ladder to obtain a piece of property or, build a house on it. And then imagine what it happens if to buy a house, to buy a home that's already built. That's another barrier to the average person. Was one thing in that story, they were saying that rent has stabilized. Have you found that? People who rent? Because I remember last year, about this time too, people were saying, how rent was, seems to be just spiraling out of control. As soon as one person moved out, the rent went up. And that was hard on people who were, renting an apartment. And the cost of living was coming at you from all directions. Food was getting expensive. The rents were getting expensive. And people were always talking about, how hard it was. They had a job, they had, they were able to make a living, but the cost of living kept moving much faster than the salary that they were earning, right? Because that's one thing about inflation. Inflation is always eating away at what people are making, on a daily, weekly basis, and even saving money. They always tell you to save, save 10% of whatever your salary is. Put that aside. Don't touch it. Keep it for a rainy day. But the fact is, when your money is sitting in a savings account that is earning just above zero interest rates on your money that's sitting there, inflation is moving much faster. So even if over the course of 2 years you manage to save a couple of $1,000, you can't buy the same thing with that couple of $1,000 in the present than you could 2 years ago. And that's why if you read some of these financial things, yes, save some money, but find a way to also invest some money, because then you have a chance of staying ahead of inflation rather than the money just sitting there. Especially if you got it under the mattress, right? If you put it in the bank, maybe you get one little bit extra with the interest. And of course, that's a great point that we've heard when we've covered the credit union. The best place that you can get a good interest on your money is the civil service credit union. That dividend that they pay every year, is usually significantly more than what you would get if it was in a commercial bank. And that is one way of staying ahead of inflation also, is to, a place like credit union that is paying a dividend, or, investing in something like CUC shares, even Cayman Islands Water Company. We have a caller on the line. Good afternoon. You're on the air. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, man.
What's on your mind today?
Yeah, concerning the credit union.
Uh-huh.
You all had them on your show.
Yeah.
Is it correct in me saying that they offer 100% financing on first-time home buyers?
I know they mentioned something about 100% financing, but I wouldn't want to say exactly what it's for and how it works. I know you heard something about it. I recall something about 100% financing too, but I don't remember exactly what it was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the lady said for a house.
Which is a great thing.
The lady said, yeah, which is a great thing. I'm just wondering now, like say now if you have a single person now, I wonder if they're still going to allow them to get the 100% finance, and say if the single person is making $2,200 a month, if they would still allow them.
I would think that it all depends on, like you say, how much they're making, and how much is the credit union going to be financing. You know what I'm saying? Depends on if you're making that amount and you want to buy a house for $1.5 million, it's probably not going to work. But if you're going to buy a house for 300,000, 400,000, it might work, much better.
Yeah, but according to what they're saying, they'll help you build a house
Mm-hmm.
plus the piece of land for 100% financing. So what I'm saying is now, suppose you got a young person, right, making $1,800 a month or $2,200 a month, a single person, and they want to go to credit union and get 100% financing to build a one-bedroom house on a piece of land, not an acre, not a half acre, just a piece of land, a house lot, to build a one-bedroom for themselves. And out of that 2,200 or out of that 1,800 a month that they're making, pretty much allow them to pay what they're able to pay.
Well, I don't think it works on pay what you're able to pay. I think there's, a payment that is figured out when they do the math, and you say, well, the payment comes to this amount. Do you qualify to be able to pay that amount?
Yeah, well, this is what I'm saying. If they're willing to help our young people, they have to look at it now and say, well, your light bill could be this much, your water bill could be this much, groceries could be this much. Not including car and gas and things like that. Just basic things that you're going to need in life. Probably buying some clothes now and then for the month too. And then reason with them then and allow them to pay what they're able to pay then, that they're still able to save something also. I mean,
yeah, but I mean they have to pay enough of a monthly payment to be able to pay the loan off in a certain amount of time.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. So, because I mean, we got over 700 children graduating every year in the Cayman Islands, right?
Well, I'm not sure of the number, but we'll say that's the number.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure though. It's probably 800 now. It could probably be almost 900 now. From the last time I heard about the 700 and something, it's probably 900 now, right? So we have that amount of children graduating every year in the Cayman Islands, and the price of land is going up every year. And not all our young people gonna be starting off making $3,000, $4,000, or $5,000 a month. It's going to probably be quite a while before they even make that kind of money.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope the government is looking at doing things, working with the banks. I hear they're working with the banks with certain negotiations. I hope this is one of them. I hope this is one of them, because the future ain't looking good for our young people. I can tell you that.
But
and when you talk about stress, depression, and anxiety, we don't want those types of things falling on our young people because of feeling hopeless.
But you realize that regardless of what they try to do, you just can't say, okay, I'm going to finance you $300,000 and you pay me what you can.
No, but
I mean, it can't work that way.
Yeah, but Chalo, of course it's not gonna work that way. That's why I said for a single person, a one bedroom. I know a one bedroom. I'm not talking about a one bedroom like what they're trying to sell now for $250,000. Them real estate people, with these people building one bedrooms, the whole bedroom is almost the size of the same house. I'm not talking about them kind of one bedrooms. I'm talking about just a regular bedroom, a little kitchen, a living room, a little space for your dining room table. Like that. Not what they're offering today about a one bedroom. Then when you look at the price, it's almost $250,000 for a one bedroom. I'm not talking about helping our young people that kind of way. You can't help them like that. You got to keep these real estate people out of this. There is the main problem in Cayman now, you know, them real estate people. But they got a bunch of money hogs.
When you say real estate people, are you talking about real estate agents?
Yes, these people that bring up these prices, negotiating with these prices for brand new one bedrooms that they're building. They're not building these kind of homes for.
Oh, you're talking about the people who actually the developers, the people who will go in and build an apartment complex.
Yes, and plus the real estate people involved too. You don't want to have real estate involved with about negotiating anything for our young people when it comes to getting a first time home and things like that. Yeah. I talk about credit union. What credit union is offering 100% financing on your first home and negotiating with them because what it is to pay rent. Our young people not gonna be able to save anything, Jalo. If they gonna go out and pay rent, they're not gonna be able to save $1.
I know that's the dilemma for a lot of people. Yeah, I mean the salary is nothing left over at the salary to really make a significant savings.
Yeah, because if they're making $1,800 a month, $2,200 a month, and rent costs $750 a month, light bill, water bill, and then you telling them they got to save a certain amount of 10% down on a certain amount of to buy a piece of land and build a house and things like that. What credit union is doing is a good thing, and the rest of the bank should follow suit with that.
Yeah, well, you know, that's the rub there, right? A commercial bank. A commercial bank is different from a credit union.
Yeah, but I hear the government negotiating with the banks concerning certain things. They should tell these banks to follow this, what credit union is doing. Because if these banks don't do that, the future for our young people when it comes to buying a piece of land, getting a house is pretty much hopeless.
Unless they go through the credit union. Join the credit union.
Yes, and the other banks have to do that too. But the best thing for them to do, don't do it. Make credit union just credit union do it, and make credit union make all the money. That's the best thing to do.
So what? Tell the commercial banks that they can't do mortgages?
No, I said if they don't want to agree to do what credit union is doing, I said that's okay. Credit union can still make money helping our young people. They can still make the money.
Well, the thing is, the thing is, if we're going to have free enterprise here, a free market, you know, is only you can negotiate with the banks, and that's about what it is, a negotiation.
Yeah, but Chalo, what some of these banks are doing in the Cayman Islands, these banks are becoming legal thieves.
What with the interest rates they're charging and that kind of thing, is that what you mean?
Yes, of course, that's what I mean.
Yeah, well, interest rates, you know, that's a whole international thing because they are, you know, I once wondered, this was many years ago, I said, what does the Federal Reserve and what they set the interest rates in the U.S. for have to do with us? You know, why, when the Fed sets a rate in the U.S., the banks down here react to it and say, oh, we got to raise our rate too. Okay? And I was with a young man fresh out of university who was in finance. He understood finance. That was what he had studied. And I asked that question in his presence, and he said, Mr. Charles, they control the whole world. When they set the rate up there, the whole world is affected. not just Cayman.
Listen to me now, Charles.
The money is international.
Yes, I know all about that. I know all about that. But that's an excuse that a lot of these banks using to get away with the unfairness that they're doing. And nobody in government has the courage to face them head to head and say, look, you all can do better. You all can do better. We're looking to help people when it comes to the cost of living here in Cayman Islands today, and we need your help to help us do that.
Yeah, well, if they can't, the thing is, if they can't make the kind of profit that they want to make, they don't have to give anybody a loan.
Yeah, but
because they're making so much money off of the other things that they're doing, that what they're making off a local market is probably peanuts. But listen, I'm 10 minutes over my break time, so I got to say, I'll catch you tomorrow. Thanks for the call. Be right back.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands. The ultimate staycation experience. Your culture, your freedom. The land that time forgot isn't gone. It's your sister islands.
Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Cineco's parametric insurance after hurricanes is now available for motor policies. Fixed automatic payouts cover incidental vehicle expenses like fuel, cleanup, and minor repairs. No claims, no damage required. $200 for comprehensive policies or $100 for third-party policies. Available exclusively through Cineco and included with all new motor insurance policies and upon renewal for current policies. Visit cineco.ky today. Cineco. Keeping Cayman covered.
The Miss Cayman Islands organization, formerly known as the Miss Cayman Islands Committee, is looking for the new Miss Cayman 2026 that will represent us at the Miss Universe pageant in November. If you are a woman 18 and older, disciplined, respectful, intellectual, with leadership qualities, then this is the platform for you. Please email misscaymaninfo@gmail.com to receive your application and be a part of this new era.
Pneumonia, meningitis, and serious bloodstream infections can all be life-threatening to infants and young children, but protection is available. Under the updated National Immunization Schedule, the pneumococcal vaccine is now given in just 2 doses at 2 and 6 months, providing strong protection while reducing the number of shots. Vaccination helps the body recognize these bacteria and prevents serious illness, helping to keep the whole community protected. Keep your child and others safe. Ask your healthcare provider about the updated schedule today. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health, Environment and Sustainability and the Public Health Department.
This April, experience more than fashion. Experience culture, creativity, and community. Cayman In Style Fashion Week 2026 returns April 23rd to the 26th. A 4-day celebration of innovation, wellness, and global excellence. From the Global Fashion Summit to the Bridal Couture Exhibition, runway shows, and the Trailblazer Awards Gala, where ideas, talent, and opportunity meet. Supporting youth through the Creative Fashion School and sustainability through Protect Our Future. Get your tickets now at CaymanInStyleFashionWeek.com. Cayman In Style Fashion Week 2026, where culture meets creativity.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. And got a WhatsApp message here in response to what I was just talking to that caller about. He was saying that people should be helped by financial institutions as far as being able to get a loan, and at a rate that they can afford. This WhatsApp message is saying the income of the person would determine how much a person qualifies for. Yes. The debt-income ratio is also taken into account. $2,200 a month total income would not qualify a person for much of a loan. Yeah. They also take into account the person's credit history, so hardly would someone just coming out of school qualify for a house mortgage. And another one here. Good evening, Mr. Glidden. You know, Sir Cayman National and Credit Union not giving any Caymanian any loan. You know that the bank is only for foreigners. Well, that's not true. I mean, come on, you're talking about the credit union. I would dare say the majority of their customers are Caymanians, and what was the other Cayman National? Well, that's not true either, because I know a number of people having loans there. The thing about getting a loan, is, as the first message there was qualifying for it. If you make X number of dollars a month, you have to be able to pay that loan off monthly for whatever the term of the loan is, right? 10 years, 15 years, 20 years on a house, maybe even 25 years. But you have to be able to pay enough each month to pay it off in a given time period and still have something left over to put gas in your car, put food on the table, those other expenses that we have in life. That has to be figured into it. And if after you figure in how much it costs you to live each month, you may not have enough left over to actually pay what you need to pay off that loan in time. I have to take a break. Caller on the line. Just hang in there. Be right back with you.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Freedom, Cayman Rack. Freedom, Little Cayman. Soft breezes, blue waters, no traffic. Unwind and rejuvenate your mind, body, and soul. Sister Island Staycations, a taste of freedom. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Boy, I'm so glad I got that funding from the Ministry of Tourism's Visitors Experience Development Grant Program. It has really helped me create an awesome new tourism offering. Wondering if you could do the same? You're in luck. Applications for the VEDG program are now open. Visit www.ourcayman.ky/VEDGP for more information and to apply.
Hey, Cayman, this is DJ Lynn. Catch me live weekdays from 7 till 10 a.m. on The Morning Breeze, our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM. We're waking you up with the best adult contemporary hits with the 70s, 80s, 90s, and much more. So start your morning the Cayman way with me, DJ Lynn, on The Morning Breeze.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. Let's go straight to the phones. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Charles, hi.
Hello.
Just following up on this little discussion that's been going on about the banks and mortgages and stuff.
Yeah.
And the only point I really want to make or to bring up is the spread between what a bank pays you and what they lend you money for.
You mean the interest that they pay you on your savings account, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And essentially,
that's not a spread. That's like a gap.
They're using the same people's money. Now, there needs to be some regulation because I remember a long time ago, and I worked in the banking industry, and the general perception was that it was around 4 to 5% difference. Mm-hmm. If a bank is charging you 10% interest on a loan, they're paying 4 or 5% on a savings. Now, that changed somewhere along the line, and then the interest dropped to like zero, paying out. That never seemed to have come back up.
Yeah.
Yet interest rates continue to go up. And I don't think we have any sort of a regulatory regime on that. You know, every time I've contacted SEMA about anything to do with the local banking industry, they'll tell you that that's really not in their remit. So I believe they only deal with money laundering and stuff, is how it appears to me. But somebody needs to have control because banks can charge you 12, 13% on a loan and even higher. And they're still only paying half of 1% on a little savings. I don't know the last time I've received more than 1 cent. Every now and again, some little thing comes on about interest, and I see something about plus or minus, and then it says 0.01 cents or something. On the converse, on the other side of the coin, every single month, there's the bank fee, the government fee, the compliance fee, the tax fee, because they don't mind using the word tax when they send in local people's statements. And
if you put your money in, there's a fee. And if you take the money out, there's a fee.
Yes, exactly. You pay to put it in, you pay to take it out. If you're complying, you pay. If you're not complying, you pay. And just on a regular little savings, and I think they even had something special for seniors, and this is specifically Cayman National, where the charges are reduced, but I still find that it's costing me like $16, $17 a month just to hold a tiny little account, and you get no interest on it whatsoever. So I heard you say something about the dividends from credit union. Well, for us Caymanians that don't have millions, because I guess the people with the big money do get some form of interest. But I can only speak for myself. I don't have a lot of money, but the little that's in credit union, I look forward to that little dividend each year because it's definitely more than what any commercial bank is paying. The dividend usually works out 3.5, 4%.
Yeah, it varies, but it's around, 2.5, 2, 3, a lot more than you get in a savings account in a commercial bank.
Absolutely, because we're getting zero from the commercial bank. So one of the best ways to get their attention is to get a conversation started. And you seem to have a lot of open time here. Let's get people like Graham and them calling in and saying how unfair it is that we're having to pay so much for just regular charges, not even a loan, because thank God I haven't had to have a loan in many, many years. But what the bank charges just to keep an account, and you have to wonder why, other than maybe security. But,
well, getting back to the interest on loans, when, like I said, the Fed raises the interest rate in the States, and the banks follow on almost days later, right?
Mhm.
That's what it seems to me.
They'll put it
But
up the very
then,
next day.
then comes the time when the Fed lowers it. How long does it take before the banks react to that? The lowering of the interest rates.
Generally, they don't. And the other thing they don't look at is to see what is being paid on savings and fixed deposits in the same country where the Fed regulates. We have a very one-sided, very, very twisted, totally unregulated market, and something needs to be done, because the only reason nothing is done is because our people just for some reason take everything. So I don't know. I've never understood my fellow Caymanians. We will take literally anything. I mean, only this morning a young man told me that he'd had $200 in an account, that he'd done nothing, for the last 2 or 3 months. He checked his balance this morning. It's down to $162, and it's all been taken out in bank fees.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yes, that's another thing where,
Agitators agitated, and they would start to make some calls about this, because there has to be something that can be done. There just absolutely has to be something.
Well, I guess something can be done. I don't know what will happen in the follow-on. But I was just looking at something here, saying I was asking, are interest rates regulated in the U.S.? Yes. Interest rates are heavily influenced and regulated in the U.S., primarily through the Federal Reserve's monetary policy. So,
of course, they're regulated
in
the U.S. and the UK and Australia and New Zealand and just about every civilized country in the world. They would be regulated, but they ain't regulated.
This goes on to say, though they're the Fed's regular monetary policy, though they are not set directly by the government for all consumer loans. The Federal Open Market Committee sets a target range for the federal funds rate 8 times a year, influencing short-term lending rates across the economy. So, but when you look on the face of it, yeah, it looks, unfair as far as when you go and get a loan and then you've got, a couple of $1,000s sitting in your savings account, and, it doesn't change very much. Like you say, every once in a while you see $1.26 show up as a credit.
It look unfair, Charles. It is unfair. And there needs to be some form of regulation. And only the people, in this case it will be the customers of those institutions, it can only be changed if we decide that we're going to make enough noise and change it.
Well, we'll have to wait to see for that.
Wish me luck. Bye. Have a good afternoon. Bye-bye now.
All right. Good talking to you. Yeah, it's, things have changed so much in the world of finance and banking. I mean, how easy is it these days to get, a fixed rate interest on a loan? You can find them. It can be done, but you have to have some kind of leverage to negotiate that too, I believe, because usually you're going to get that variable rate that if the Fed puts up interest rates in the States, the banks here will follow on, and the rate that you're paying is going to go up also, which, when you go in to get the loan, like we said, they go through, okay, you want to borrow this amount, $300,000. You're going to buy a small house, probably very small. So how much do you make? I make X amount of money. So how much are your other expenses? You have credit cards that you're paying, and okay, and they start doing the math, and okay, you qualify. You can, your loan payment is going to be this amount a month, each month, so you still have enough left over to live, and then 6-8 months later, the interest rate goes up, and that math is out the window. If you'd gone and applied for it at the interest rate that it went up to, you probably wouldn't qualify. But you are trapped in that loan, having to pay more than what you started out with, and they don't want to hear from you that you can't pay. You're into a contract. It's 2:00. That's news time.
We are Radio Cayman,
covering Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, and Grand Cayman.
1 in a million. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market.
With your latest headlines, I'm Elizabeth Charles. According to a release today, local law firm HSM IP has again been named among the region's top trademark practices in the 2026 World Trademark Review 1000 Guide. The firm has now been recommended for 9 straight years, with the announcement saying that reviewers praise its clarity, reliability, and deep regional knowledge in handling complex Caribbean trademark work. In international news, Venezuelan oil is once again flowing to a major U.S. refinery on the Gulf Coast. A Chevron plant is now taking in tankers like the Minerva Gloria, which recently delivered about 400,000 barrels of heavy Venezuelan crude that was banned under earlier U.S. sanctions. Executives say imports could rise to as much as 400,000 barrels a day and argue that once the Iran war and global markets stabilize, that extra supply should eventually help lower U.S. gasoline prices. In other news, Meta has unveiled Muse Spark, the first artificial intelligence model from its new superintelligence team. The company said today the small, fast model is designed to handle complex questions in science, math, and health, and will soon replace existing llama systems behind chatbots on WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, and its smart glasses. Those are the latest headlines. I'm Elizabeth Charles.
www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and we're going into our final segment of the show. And let's check on the weather here. It's 85 degrees outside here in Georgetown. Feels like 92. The heat is on. And the wind out of the south at about 5 knots. And the forecast is calling for partly cloudy skies for the rest of the afternoon straight into tonight. Winds light and variable. Seas smooth. Wave heights fewer than 2 feet, and sunset is at 6:40. We have a caller holding on there, so let's go straight to the phones. Good afternoon. You're on the air. Hello. Yes, hello. You're on the air. Good afternoon.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, got you now.
Good. Your weather report, you didn't say what was the percentage of chances of rain.
Didn't say. I haven't heard from you in a while.
Yeah, I had actually a very interesting Easter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, quite pleasant up here in the North Coast, and I was impressed with the campers up on the Barker Beach. It was something else. I mean, I went in the daytime, and then I went there Friday and Saturday nights. And if you're talking about cultural activity, demand activity, that's where it was. I mean, there was no.
Tell us about it.
Yeah. No street lights. People had their little generators or batteries or whatever, and it was so unique seeing people, with their barbecues and their smoke, whatever, and everybody was so mellow. And I thought to myself, if there was a thing that they decided to give some kind of a prize for the area that had the best, atmosphere and settings and all that, I think Marcus would probably win it by far, because how it's located, the beach. If you want to be right down to the beach, it's there. If you want to be 100 yards, 50 yards from the beach, it's there for you again. All the trees, everything is so natural.
Yes,
I just
nice layout, huh?
Yeah, I think next year I'm going to take a chance and have my own little thing up there, man, because that's one part of the island that is still so natural that people need to really embrace it and see what the culture is about. You had people from, I guess, different nationalities, but everybody was so organized, and I was really, really proud of what I seen, really, yeah.
And how did they leave the place?
Well, what I seen, fairly good, because they had, the big containers, the big skips, and people seem to be very organized. And
so DEH had skiffs out so people could throw garbage out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. I think, it's a commendable job how they left the place. And, people should take more interest in seeing what goes on at Easter campers. And, Tyler, that was really nice.
Camping has now become a thing, right? I mean, that's what we do in Cayman at Easter time. At least most of us.
Right, so true.
So you're gonna try and do it next year?
Oh yeah, I'll try to get organized properly and find figure a spot in time. So
get yourself a tent.
They kind of designate where they want to be and put their name, or this spot is for so and so, and that's good too. Nothing wrong with that. And people had their little spots, places, and their places made out of these crates that these wooden crates that people bring in, and quite unique to the area, actually.
So do people have like wood fire?
Oh, for sure. Oh,
because I've seen people they take kerosene stoves and stuff like that camping.
Yeah. They had, I think, some of that too, but they had a lot of fire going, and you could smell the food cooking, and that was really nice.
Getting back to nature.
Oh, for sure. I hope they expand on it and improve on it. I guess you could do it, but it was quite satisfactory what I seen, my friend.
Yeah, well, people love it. I don't know if you saw that story in the Compass there. They featured the Ramon family camping out on the South Sound beach, and was it? I think Anthony was saying that they've done it since he was a kid, and he's in his 50s now. Every year they've done it. So it's big time in Cayman as far as camping, Easter camping.
Yeah, I took a drive around the island and all the way down to Rum Point, South Sound, and not too much in East End. But again, not because it's West Bay, but how it started with the natural vegetation. You can have your kind of privacy if you want with the trees.
Mm-hmm.
Other areas like South Sound is more like exposed, if you understand what I mean. So I encourage people to take advantage of it next year because I think it's a growing thing and it's something to really look forward to,
So tell me something. Why? I don't know if you heard about it. I talked about it on here, and the Economics and Statistics Office did a happiness survey. And guess who was the happiest district? West Bay.
I would say so.
Why do you think West Bayers are so happy?
Because it's part of our tradition, it's part of our culture. I mean, that's where we come from. And most of us is down to earth people. I guess a lot of people think of our kindness weakness, but that's how we are. And if you look at West Bay, from 7 Mile Beach, going all the way down to the Turtle Farm on the west coast, coming back to the north coast, West Bay has practically everything surrounded by water.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to East End, it's a great place, but East End is different from West Bay.
Well, they were second place. East End was the second happiest after West Bay.
Yeah. And, there was a lot of talk about West Bay, negative publicity about West Bay, so on. But I had to, raise my eyes and said, well, why? I wonder why there's so many people moving in West Bay if it's such a undesirable place,
Yeah, these times it seems like West Bay is the place to be. All those condos going up, everybody's, moving into West Bay.
From time we had our first, we call them Northwesters or Northers, that happened just before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Until now, like today you got a southerly wind, but it's not really unbearable, okay? Unless you're so used to air conditioning, you can't do about it. But so far, I might have had my air conditioner on from December until now, maybe 3 times.
Yeah.
Of course, we do a lot of natural things that, protect your shade trees. And instead of having all of this asphalt and pavements around your place, Bobo, I got crushed rock, the white crushed rock. And let me tell you, there's such a significant difference. And when you got like crushed rock around your place or even lawn, than when you put down these paving stones. I mean, you can check it for yourself if you really have, if you're curious about it. It's such a difference in the temperature.
Yeah.
It's something that you got to take care of because I repeated it several times. Global warming is, in fact, happening, but we can do a lot to help ourselves. Okay. A lot of people are looking at concrete and flowers and so on. When you look around, there's not much of shade trees that surround their properties, so that makes a difference.
Now, where you are, do you got a nice breeze?
Oh my goodness! I live right across from the beach. Maybe from the beach to my place is 150 yards. Close enough. I don't want to be any closer because when you get the real northern now, yes, I'm close enough.
So you got some natural air conditioning then.
Hey, you're not kidding, You can feel the oxygen, man. I mean, it's such a difference, Especially when you get up in the morning, it's so cool and nice and, oh my God, you hear a couple of roosters, a couple of chickens. Hey, I'm right where I want to be, Bobo. Yeah.
Sounds so.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's a good place. And I hope more Caymanians would see the light and try to protect what we have instead of selling out everything for a few meager dollars and with no place to go, because you got some people coming in here, they'll buy your soul if you want to sell it, Yeah.
Yeah, well, we were talking about real estate a while ago, and, like you say, we got people coming in to Cayman now that are willing to. I've actually heard of people buying land on scene. As crazy as that sounds, they just work through a real estate agent, and it's $2 million. Okay, yeah, that sounds good. Let's do the paperwork on scene. They're buying land in Cayman, and I guess they rather park their money in land than go through all the procedures that they have to do with a bank.
So true. When you look around, and I am concerned, and I question if all of this money that's coming in to purchase these properties, if it's really genuinely good dollars, good money. I mean, I've never seen it's like out of control, like money seems to be worth nothing. What you want for it, tell me, and here it is, or is it just what a little piece of Cayman Island, which is probably still the best place in the world? Yeah, it is quite expensive, but looks like everybody wants to get here. And like that young man on your show, was listening yesterday, and he's right on target. I mean, we cannot accommodate the whole world. We should be cautious about the population growth, or if not, we're gonna just destroy what we hope to have.
Now, here's a WhatsApp message in relation to what you're talking about, Barker's Beach, right? Now, this person is saying the Barker's Beach is 100% privately owned. The owner generously each Easter makes arrangements for the campers by having dumpsters and porta potties put in place. They also do a little preparation of the road and have that smoothed over before the heavy Easter traffic. The property is owned by DART.
If that is correct, then I would appreciate if that person that sent you this text can identify then where is Cayman National Park, if he owned the whole of Barker. Where is Cayman National Park?
Well, I got a surprise the other day because, like you said, Barker's National Park, right? I've heard about this, since about 2011, 2012? But then this story came out about Cayman Brac has the Cayman Islands' first national park. So apparently that's just something on paper, a concept, a plan. Apparently there's no real Barker's National Park.
I guess time is...
Isn't there a sign up down there that says that or something?
I can't remember how many years ago. Was it Prince Andrew or one of those guys came here with Mr. McKeever Bush, who went out at that time, and we had a big thing about dedication of the national park in Barker.
Well, maybe that was just a ceremonial thing. I don't know. But listen, I got to get a break in here, and I'm running out of time, so time is tight on me. But
right, sure. No problem.
Good to talk to you.
Yeah, man.
Enjoy that cool breeze.
Right. Thank you so much.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Got to take a break. Be right back.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
The offices of dermatologist Dr. Wayne Porter will be taking appointments from April 13 to 17 at his Crew Road Clinic. Appointment slots are limited. Whether you're seeking advanced skincare, Botox, filler, cosmetic enhancements, or simply looking to reduce wrinkles, Dr. Porter offers a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. For more information, email dr.porterkman@gmail.com or call 946-9020 to book your appointment today. That is 946-9020.
One of my favorite memories listening to Radio Cayman over in the BRAC was during hurricane season, waiting for the updated storm coordinates to be able to track it on the map. So I would be either by the radio or by the map. Me or my dad, whoever was closest to the radio would shout out the coordinates and the other person would mark it down on the map, and then we'd both take a look and see where we predicted the storm to be moving and how quickly it would get to the BRAC or how close it would come to the BRAC. It's one of my favorite memories. Happy 50th anniversary, Radio Cayman.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. And another WhatsApp text here. This one is in relation to talking about West Bay and East End being the happiest districts in the Cayman Islands. It says, as communities, East End and West Bay are deeply rooted in culture, tradition, family, and community connection. Those things are more meaningful to a happy community than people often realize. Some more text here. When our children were young, we used to camp out in our backyard by our beach on the north side of Bosun Bay. Exactly, we turned over our property and house to grandchildren, but you should see what's built and now building again in my backyard. Development closing in. I suppose that's what that means. And going back to Barker's National Park, the so-called Barker's National Park has a lovely rocked wall entrance with the name on it. It's from the road going inland. The wetlands, the road and beyond to the beach is private property, so it's only a matter of time before it's developed. So, is there a national park, Barker's National Park, or not? This is saying it has a lovely rock wall entrance with a name on it. It's from the road going inland, the wetlands. Okay, so still don't quite understand this whole thing. Then you got a big sign up in Barker's with a lovely rock wall saying Barker's National Park. But then that story the other day about this national park in Cayman-Brac being Cayman's first national park. Got to get that figured out. We're going to have an investigation of that and see what's what. I know when I looked it up, it was saying that it spoke in terms of we hope to have this done, that this is the plan. It was all written as if this is something that was being worked on, and all this time I thought had actually been designated and officially a national park, but apparently that's not the case. But as our caller was saying, that's a great place to get back to nature. And I can remember as a kid even, many, many suns ago, going up there, a bunch of us from my family, and this was like going to Barker's. This would have been, late 50s, early 60s. Going with my cousins from Northwest Point. A great expedition. This was, like an adventure. We were going to go to Barker's, or as we would say, Barkas. And if I'm remembering correctly, you could only drive, I think, as far as like the Birch Tree Hill. Then you had to walk to go to Barker's. And that was when you got out of the car and started walking that narrow path. That was when the adventure began, right? Because as kids, none of us had ever really gone up in there. That was like a far away place. If you can have a far away place, it came on. But in our children's mind, this was a great expedition into the hinterlands of Barker's. But when we got up there, wow, it's like a children's wonderland, right? You could just run and play and, down on the beach, and shallow water. And like our caller was describing the place, great place to have picnics, because unlike 7 Mile Beach, you could be under its shade. There was a lot of shade. You didn't have to be, roasting out in the sun for the whole day there. You had a great little spot that you could establish yourself and have the time of your life. People cooking the food that we had brought along, and you could just run down and take a dip in the sea, come back up and run around again, play some kind of game. And that was like a fantastic experience. And I think that getting to the beach was as much fun as actually being at the beach. Walking that road from, I think it was Birch Tree Hill, where you had to get out. And then the great adventure to actually get to Barker's Beach. But that's always been a great area. And as the text there was saying, the day will come when we're going to see concrete being poured up there, because it's not going to sit there forever, and with the trees that you can go and have a picnic under and enjoy that great cool breeze that we heard a caller talking about. And how long you'll be able to camp out in Barker's, only God knows. But I'm sure at some point it's going to come to an end. So enjoy it while you can. Enjoy it while you can. It's still there. And fortunately, the owner allows people to come and camp there and actually accommodates them. So that's fantastic. It's nice to hear that, someone who owns that tract of land, and according to our WhatsApp message, it's owned by the DART Corporation. So that is very nice of them to accommodate campers during Easter. It's 2:30. Time for me to make my exit. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you to all the callers who joined in here and gave us some interesting thoughts. I'm Charles Glidden. One love.
Talk Today is brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital. Always there for you. Call 949-6066.
You're listening to Radio Cayman PM.